Ellis, and my husband and I have two sons, and one happens to be gay. His name is Adam, and Adam has always been a blessing to us from the day he was born. However, that night that he came out to us, we felt our world had fallen apart. We prayed for God's wisdom. We asked for what did he want for our family. And as you can see, standing here before you, God opened my eyes and opened my heart. Now there's one thing I need you to know. Sarah Palin and I agree on one thing. When you stand between a mama grizzly bear and her cub, all right. I need you to know that I am a mama grizzly bear. I want you to know that my husband and I have been married for 40 years, and I'm married to my soulmate. And I'm telling you that life was hard. I mean, we've had a lot of ups and downs, and during that time period of going those downs, if it hadn't been for the community and the society that respected my relationship and respected my marriage, we may not be here today as a 40-year couple. We may not be. And that's what I say to you, is that marriage is not about equal rights as much as it is about the respect. When two people get married, people respect that relationship. And when there are things that go wrong, you know that you have expectations because you are married. And the society you live in respects that. I know for a fact, by relationships that I know of, that the society has not respected relationships that have been together for 17, 25 years. Society doesn't. And so therefore, when something goes wrong, there's no one there to back them up. There's no one there to say, you get in there and you hang in there. Because they know that this society does not think that their relationship is real. Love is real. And I do believe that everybody has the right to be married. I want my son to have the same rights that his younger brother has. I want him to have the right to be married. You know, I really just don't understand the comment. I just don't understand it. And it reminds me of a phrase that I read, and I want to have to make sure I get it right. And that is, truth only reveals itself when one gives up all preconceived ideas. And that's what I say to every mom and dad out there. Give up your preconceived idea about what a gay marriage is. Stand up for your gay child. It will be important, and it will be a blessing to you.
Welcome, Pastor Paul, and I wasn't going to cut Patti.
What is your name?
Patti Ellis.
Patti Ellis. And where are you from, Patti?
I live in Atlanta.
You live in Atlanta. Now we had just, I had just heard your moving speech, and you said that you and Sarah agreed on one thing.
One thing.
Want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, actually, there is really nothing else I think she and I would agree on. But the one thing that she said that does resonate with me is that when you get between a mama grizzly bear and her cub, there will be trouble. And I am a mama grizzly bear. And I have had to fight this fight ever since my son came out to us, and I will continue on with that fight.
And when your son came out, was that a hard thing for your family to deal with, or?
Yes, actually, you know, never once did we ever waver on the love for our son, ever, but we also knew the society that we lived in, and we really wallowed around for about 2 years, and when he came out of the closet, we went straight in and stayed there and prayed and asked God to help us figure out what is it that He wanted for our family, because we were really confused. And we came out of it, and knowing that we're doing what God wants us to do. We actually have a family website. It's called familyacceptance.com.net.org. We bought them all. Yeah. And it tells our story of our struggle and how we got to where we are now.
As the Courage Campaign, a lot of our training that we train activists, a lot of our training is based off telling your story.
Right.
So that really is right up our alley, is learning how to tell your story of self. And it was really big during the Obama campaign, and that's really where we based our training from, is learning how to tell your story of self. So that's really powerful for people to get out and tell their story. Do you advocate for people here in Atlanta and Georgia to get out and tell their story?
It's really difficult yes, I do advocate that, and it's very difficult because in the society we live in, you can be punished for telling that story in a particular workplace, or maybe even amongst your friends, which I don't know that they would be considered friends if you felt that struggling with it. But yes, the only way anything's going to ever change is if you go ahead and stand up for yourself and be real. I mean, God created you, so there is no reason to not stand up and not be open. It's just that we have to face a little bit of hardship. When my husband and I came out as accepting Adam and just said he is our son and we will not back down from that at all. We love our son. We were drawn outside of that social circle and in the community that we lived in. We did not live in Atlanta at the time and moved because of that, quite honestly. But it was well worth that.
Now, how do you feel about the National Organization for Marriage coming into your town?
I just think they're going to do what they've got to do, you know, and I think what we have to do is what you're saying, is tell our stories, and we can't change that whole group's mind. You change one person's mind at a time, and that is by them getting to know who you are and knowing the real you, and then that makes them think about what they maybe have believed all their life. And that quote that I said in my speech, and that is, the only way you're going to change anything is to change your preconceived ideas.
Now, closing, do you have any words for mothers that might have been in the same situation that you were in, having trouble accepting your gay son?
I would say to you that your son needs you now more than he's ever needs you. That day that you dropped him off at kindergarten, he never questioned whether you would be there to love him when he got home. Now he questions that because he knows he listens every day on society on the way people think of gay people. I say to you, you know your son. He's not changed. He's the same person. Go love him and hug him and just ask him to, you guys get through this together. But let him tell you his story, and then it might change your feelings a little bit. But just go through that.
Wow, thank you. Can you spell your name for me real quick?
Pattiellis.
Great.